Hello, 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 hello. Welcome back. I'm so happy that you are here. Please, 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 please have a seat. Have a seat. Let's talk. I want to hear everything that is going on with you. I know that with all that is going on around the world, I know that you have been dealing with some things. I know you definitely texted our hotline, and I'm so happy that you are reaching out in between your appointments. That is just, thank you. Thank you so much for that. We really, really, really appreciate it. I appreciate you. So I want to go ahead and stop rambling. Did you want some water or something? Okay, so just please sit, relax. So tell me, how are you? Yeah. Wow. I'm just going to write some of these things down, okay? So that we can keep track of what we're talking about, all right? All right. Okay. Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So with all of the protesting about George Floyd and Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery, I know that that is something that is kind of hitting you in a personal space. Have you been able to kind of dissect these feelings amongst your peers? And you told me last session that you are working from home. Have you guys gone back to work yet? You have. Okay. So what is that like for you in the office now, given what's happening? Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm. Okay. Absolutely. Okay. Right. Right. Would you be opposed to doing a joint session with someone that you do trust in your circle? Okay. Noted. I ask that because sometimes I think, especially for certain people, that it's easier to kind of understand more feelings when you have a good balance between a trusted friend in your circle as well as a paid professional. Do you know what I mean? Because yes, I am equipped. You know what I mean? That's my job here. But also there's something very special and personal during your process to have someone who's on your side regularly. Do you know what I mean? Someone that you're going to see every day that you probably talk to way more than me, and that's fine. But having that person come in with you, and then you guys can kind of see where you can kind of feel things out a little bit differently when you have two very trusted individuals but in two different spaces in your life at the same time. I think that would be fantastic for you. And I would love to maybe schedule a session one day. We don't have to do it today, but I would love you to think back and see who you would love to have come in with you. I think that would do great for you. I mean, if you have any names as we're going through this, or even once you leave and it kind of hits you like, oh, I would love this person to come, you can always shoot me a text. I'm available, and we can always go ahead and work that through in your scheduled appointment. I know. Great. So have you been attending any of the protests? Mm-hmm. And is there a reason why? Mm-hmm. Okay. How does your family feel about that? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So let me ask a couple of personal questions here. So with all that is happening, I know you said you've gone back to work and this and that, but what is happening for you when you're alone? Have you been having any strange thoughts, any questionable thoughts, any questionable dreams? If you're having dreams at all, and if you can remember them, but do you feel that your mind has been very different as of late? Really? Okay. Okay. Wow. Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm. Mm-hmm. The dreaming is interesting to me. It is. It's not the first time that I've heard it, to be perfectly honest with you, but that is something I definitely want to look a little bit closer on. Do you think that there are any triggers, people, places, moments that are kind of adding on to that? Mm-hmm. Now, keep in mind, triggers don't have to be these huge things, right? Remember, we talked about that last time. They don't have to be these massive, very blatant, in your face kind of moments. The triggers can be very small. Triggers don't have to be evident all the time. Triggers don't have to be blatant. I think a lot of times when we discuss triggers, is, through the lens of, social media, where there's always, I'm triggered, and, this huge monumental moment happened and I'm triggered. Where, we don't really look at how the people who we're seeing regularly, our significant others, our family, food, the clothes that we wear, a notebook, a song that comes on, all of those things are possible triggers. So you don't have to black out certain things, moments and times and places and people because they're not huge. A trigger is a trigger, despite the size. Okay, so I don't want you to try to limit yourself in answering that question because it doesn't seem so big. Like there's no sign in saying, trigger, I'm here. Triggers can be some of the most insignificant things that you may not be thinking about, and then it happens. So, how often do you find yourself having these dreams or thoughts, whichever one? How often is often? Are we talking daily, multiple times a day? We're talking a couple times a week. Let's really break down when these thoughts are occurring for you. Okay. Mm-hmm. No, remember, we are not here to judge. I told you, this is what we want. We want you and I, when I say we, I mean you and I, we want to break down these barriers for you so we can understand how we're processing things and where things are, so we know how to better take care of ourselves, right? Okay? So it's okay. If you're having 4 or 5 of them a day, that's fine. I'm not here to judge you on that, okay? So, come on. Talk to me. Okay. 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 Mm-hmm. Alrighty. So tell me about that process. So when you have these thoughts, what's the next step for you? Is it automatic shutdown? Is it trying to question yourself through it and then you shut down? Or are you occupying your time in between? Talk to me. What does that process look like for you? Okay. Mm-hmm. Yes, we got quite a few of your texts. We did. Yes. Mm-hmm. 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 Right. Okay. No, I don't. I will not say that it's a bad thing because your feelings and how you're reacting to things is never bad. Okay, unless you start harming people, which we don't want that. But what I need you to understand is that your process is your process, right? So how you come out of those moments for you is what we want to kind of dissect in order to make better. We don't want you to consistently shut down. I want us to kind of navigate through the shutdown. Do you know what I mean? If that makes any sense. I want us to get to a point where you recognize these feelings, you recognize these moments, and you are understanding how you can make these moments better for you. Okay? We don't want an automatic clink of a lockdown because it's not going to help you. And I think with the current shift in culture that we have with Black Lives Matter, we really want to see how you can navigate through that culture, because I do know that you work in a space that you have to be confronted with race on a regular basis, even if you don't want to, and I really feel like that is, and I understand it. I get it. Been there, done it, gone to class. I've been the fly in the milk, as my friends would say, in school, at work. So I get where your feelings are in this moment. And this is not to say that you are over exaggerating. It's not to say that everyone who does not look like you is a racist or has a problem with you. That's not to say that either. But what I want you to understand is that there are ways to navigate through it that gives you the benefit of the doubt, that also allows you to be the winner in the end with your own feelings and your own thoughts. I do not want you to continue to be bogged down, to continue to remove yourself from the culture, because it doesn't help you and doesn't help your future. Okay, so what we're going to do over the course of the next couple of appointments is to break down those feelings, really break down those feelings, break down each step of that process for you when you have a triggered moment, and how you can change your feelings and your movement through the trigger and breakdown. Okay, that's what we really, really want to do. Yeah. Yes, flying the milk is a little bit it's a little out there, but it's the truth. To be perfectly honest, I went to a predominantly white college. Granted, I was in Atlanta, so I always had, Clark and Spelman and Morehouse to go hang out at. So if I needed an HBCU moment, I went there. But when I graduated, my first job was in corporate America. I was one of very few faces of color, let alone Black people. So when I tell you I understand, after a lot of these moments, you come home, you go to work, and the tension is very strong at the water cooler, right? where you're hoping your coworker doesn't bring up the conversation because you're like, I just don't want to talk about this right now, right? But then you go home and you're inundated with video after video after video and social media. Everything is Black Lives Matter. Everything is another person of color is murdered. Another person of color is dealing with some level of inequality. We're just getting Juneteenth out there for like the major mainstream to understand what it is, and recognizing that our American education doesn't teach us full American history because a lot of it is redacted, right? So I understand. I 1000% get where you are feeling. And then a lot of times you're going to bed and you're like, ugh, you're exhausted, you're tired, you're worn, you're sick of it. You're just like, you don't want colorblind people, right? See the color. I'm here. Just don't treat me different because of it. So I understand you. 5,000% I understand you. But what I want you to understand is that there are ways to process, right? And that is my goal, is to get you to get through and process without you removing yourself. I'm not saying that every single time you got to be strong and stand on it, because that's not normal. And that's not healthy either, to consistently always be the rock. Rocks wear out. It's a thing. And as strong as you are, as fantastic as you are, right? You have moments, but I want you to be able to deal with those moments better. Because ultimately for you, it's going to be better for you as a person. It's going to be better for you as somebody that has to go to work, as a child, as a sibling, as a future parent, or as a current parent. Processing better will be so much easier for you. So that is definitely going to be our goal over the next few sessions. Okay. Okay. So we're almost out of time for today. I know we go by so quickly these days. But again, I'm so happy that you came in. I'm really, really happy. I was actually quite worried about you. And I really was hoping that I was going to see you sooner rather than later. Okay, so I want to see you much quicker than we did the last time. Okay, I think last time was about a month ago. So I would love to see you in another couple of weeks. Okay, so I'm going to make a note here for you. Do you have a journal of some sort? Yes, I will give you the assignment. I know it is very cliche and every therapist tells you to journal, but journaling honestly is it's an amazing task. It is an amazing process, and there's no limit. There's no limit. There's no right. There's no wrong. So I want you to get a notebook. I don't care if it's a composition notebook for $1 from a dollar store, or you get a fancy schmancy looking one. I am a lover, a collector of notebooks. Many of them are unused. Actually, one of my goals for this year, 2020, was to finish 2 notebooks. So, but I want you to write. You don't have to write every single day. If you do, great. If, I would love, you can try, but I'm not going to give the assignment to write every single day. But what I will give you the assignment to do is I want you to write when you feel emotions. If it's a good day, bad day, mixed day, write when you feel and see where that takes you. I don't care what you write about. You could write about a guy you met, a girl you met. You can write about what a great commute you had. I don't care. I want you to write when you feel. Okay? And bring it with you your next session, because I would love to go through some of that for you. Okay? All right. Well, it's always so good to see you. I'm very happy that you're here. I'm happy that you're doing well. Please take care of yourself. Please keep your heart, your mind, and your body healthy and safe. And I will see you in your next session. Bye.